Father's house is like. It's a place with a lot of rooms. It's a place with a lot of space. And listen, there's still some people out there, people who need the grace of God, who need the gospel of Jesus, who need what can only be found in this house. See, you want to find me, go out there and bring them here. And I'm telling you, God will show up. God will show up in ways in your life that you could have never imagined. You want to reconnect with God. Let me tell you something. You'll never more reconnect with God than when you find somebody who's far away from the grace of God and you invite them here for the holidays. You'll never more reconnect. Like you want to light a fire under you. You want to get excited for the things of God again. And real quickly here, by the way, too, it's important that we don't just simply define our relationship with God just simply based on our feelings. It's kind of like in a relationship that you have with your wife or your husband. If that were the case, like, well, we're in love, we'll stay committed as long as the feelings are there. That's not what we're talking about here. But if you're at that place where it's like, man, I feel like that fire, I feel like that passion I once had when it came to the mission of God, when it came to this relationship that I had with Jesus, that when I think back to that excitement and that joy I had when I first gave my life to Jesus and he changed my life and I encountered his grace, but I feel like that's so far from me. I feel like that flame has died out. You want to reignite that flame. Man, it starts with bringing somebody. It starts with inviting somebody. It starts with tapping someone on the shoulder and say, hey, come home with me. I want you to encounter my Father. I want you to encounter a God who's got such a love for you and such a plan for you and such purpose for you and such a significance for your life. In fact, can I tell you, this season, like you'll never have a better opportunity to invite those of your friends, your coworkers who are far from God to church than this season right now. In fact, they say that it's about 80% of the people that you'll invite to church during this time of year will say yes. Will say yes to an invitation. And again, I can't encourage you guys enough to have a sense of urgency with that. That again, if you're serious about reigniting that flame, getting that spark back when it comes to Jesus, listen, just go find somebody who's broken and hurting and had the worst year ever and bring them to a Christmas weekend service. Bring them to Christmas Eve. And I'm telling you, just watch how God not only changes their heart, but changes yours. In fact, let me tell you something. If you do that, if you have the courage to actually bring somebody over the next couple of weeks, here's my gift to you. I'm going to give you permission to that time in the service when I have everyone bow their heads and they give them the opportunity to ask Jesus in their life. Listen, I give you permission to do one of these. And I'm telling you, if you'll bring somebody and you see them raise their hand in response, you see the tears start to come when they encounter that moment of God's grace and the reality of this God who loves them so much and brought them here for such a time as this, for such a moment as this, because he wanted a relationship with them. When they encounter that, when they make that decision, a few weeks later, when they take that step to go public with it and get baptized, I tell you, you talk about a fire. You talk about excitement. You talk about a fresh joy and a fresh life when it comes to your relationship with God. Listen, there's nothing that'll do that more than inviting someone to come back home, to come into a relationship with Jesus. Don't miss this opportunity this Christmas season. Where can I find Jesus in all the busyness? You'll find him in his Father's house. A place of repentance, a place of prayer, a place of giving, a place called home that we're called to be a part of bringing people to. Let's pray tonight. Father God,